In other news, an associate justice believes Supreme Court Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno lacked delicadeza and propriety when she supposedly interfered in the affairs of the Court of Appeals. The appellate court earlier clashed with the House of Representatives over the fate of 6 Ilocos Norte officials detained by lawmakers for contempt. Joyce Ilas tells us what happened in today's hearing at the Batasang Pambansa.
Another justice, this time from a lower court, testified against Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno in connection with a standoff between the House of Representatives and the Court of Appeals in June last year. Appeals Court Associate Justice Remedios Fernando says Sereno asked the CA justices to seek a stay order from the Supreme Court on a possible contempt case in the House. Fernando recalls Sereno assured CA justices during a meeting with CA presiding Justice Andres Reyes Jr. that she will take care of this matter and that the Supreme Court will be behind the CA. 3 CA justices had ordered the release of 6 Ilocos Norte provincial officials detained at the House for contempt during an investigation on an alleged fund mess in the province. A House committee then issued a show cause order on the CA justices to explain why they should not be held in contempt for interfering in the chamber's affairs. In his complaint, Attorney Larry Gadon says Sereno obstructed justice when she instructed CA justices not to comply with processes in the House.
According again to our presiding justice, in his talk with the Chief Justice, she advised the 3 justices to file a petition before the Supreme Court with a TRO at siya na daw bahala, and everybody was silent about it. For me personally, I find it lack of delicadeza or lack of propriety.
This is more direct. This is not just advising to take the proper legal remedies, but effectively saying that you abandon the case before you and you elevate the matter and ask for a relief.
Ang Chief Justice ay nawalan po ng impartiality sa kasong ito, in violation of the Code of Judicial Conduct.
In a statement, Sereno, through her spokesman, denied she asked the 3 CA justices to file a petition with the Supreme Court. The Chief Justice also denied she assured the justices of a favorable outcome on such a petition. Earlier, Supreme Court Bids and Awards Committee Chairman Raul Villanueva confirms that the Office of Sereno hired an IT expert who was paid 11 million pesos over 4 years. Villanueva admits IT expert Helen Makasait got the highest salary among those given to Supreme Court consultants. But he maintains Makasait's hiring was above board and followed procurement rules. Lawmakers, however, said only Makasait's first 2 contracts were above board because her last 6 contracts were renewed without the approval of the Bids and Awards Committee. This is now the subject of an inquiry within the Supreme Court.
Services and infrastructure.
We take note of that. Ang question, sagutin mo lang yung question, be direct and concise. Yung bang renewal ay hindi na kailangan ng back intervention?
Your Honor, with due respect to DCA Raul Bautista Villanueva, I think all alternative modes of procurement should pass through the corresponding Bids and Awards Committee.
Tama yan. Kasi nga, ang renewal pertains also to a contract. And so, any contract that will be entered into must go through a process. May kanya-kanyang, sino pang naging member sa inyo ng BAC? O, sige, ano po ang pagkakaintindi nyo?
Yes, all renewals must pass also the BAC.
Okay, so malinaw po. 2 against 1 na. Not that we're pitting you against the other, but there is a general understanding of a contract. And a contract, whether this is the initiatory contract or a renewal, is still a contract that requires to go through a process under existing auditing rules and regulations. We have here a COA. May we know from COA what is your understanding of this? Renewal. Kailangan po ba dumaan ng back?
May I request the chair to acknowledge Ms. Fe Marie Dorado, our supervising
Sige,
auditor,
please,
to answer the question.
Fe, please Can you clarify this with the committee?
Good afternoon, sir. Kung renewal, sir, hindi na kailangan dumaan po ng back. Opinion ko lang po, kung the same yung rules. Pero kung ano po siya, new contract, may change in reference, kailangan po.
May I just be very specific
Sige.
on the question? Kasi yung question ko, would you consider the renewal of a contract which was done under a negotiated procurement mode part of the negotiated procurement rules? Yun lang. Ibig sabihin, well, we have two others na nagsasabi, hindi naman pwedeng i-let go mo na lang yan kasi may contract pa ngang papasukin yan eh. So, kung negotiated procurement ito, at ina-allow yung renewal, kasi very specific, under technical services, 6 months lang.
Yes, ma'am.
Rini-renew ito at the option of the head of the procuring entity. Pag-renew nito, would you consider that still covered by rules under the IRR?
Ma'am,
Under negotiated procurement?
Your Honor, to be sure na lang po, we should refer to the GPPB.
No, we should refer to the IRR.
Kasi ma'am, the GPPB is the authority who can interpret the rules on the
At any rate,
9184.
Mr. Chair, we have two other members of the Bids and Awards Committee of the Supreme Court who would rather err on the side of caution by stating specifically that the BAC would still need to look into this renewal. Kasi po, and I would understand the position of Attorney Ignacio, the position of Attorney Candelaria, was it? Kasi yung Section 54 po, under terms and conditions for the use of alternative methods, nakalagay po rito, 54.3, in all instances of alternative methods of procurement, the BAC, through the Secretariat, shall post for information purposes the notice of award in the PhilJEP's website, the website of the procuring entity concerned, if available, and at any conspicuous place reserved for this purpose in the premises of the procuring entity. Kasi po, sa tingin ko po dito, may continuing role ang BAC. In the renewal of a contract that went beyond the 6-month stipulated period, may continuing role ang BAC to inform the public in the spirit of transparency and accountability that in fact this contract was renewed and renewed and renewed and renewed and renewed and renewed 6 times with the same amount but totaling the 6 undisclosed at hindi nalaman ng BAC. Sabi nyo, wala na kayong, hindi nyo alam yon. Walang notice in the appropriate website for the public to know na meron palang continuing contract doon, renew lang. E di, kung ganon, nasaan yung transparency doon?
If Your Honor, please, on a point of information, let me just read portions on the guidelines for the extension of contracts for general services of RA 9184. And ito, 4.0 conditions for extension. And please take note, COA, kasi kayo nagre-review ng contracts. No? The head of the procuring entity may extend the duration or effectivity of an ongoing contract about to expire under the following conditions. A, the original contract subject of the extension was awarded as a result of competitive bidding, limited source bidding, or negotiated procurement when appropriate, duly and lawfully undertaken by the procuring entity pursuant to the provisions of RA